So this morning, excuse me. This morning, I had my oil light turn on the freeway here. Now, if you can see, 122,111, right? And the next time I have to do an oil change is at 123,301. Or next month on the 10th, we're on the 29th of August, I think. So what happened was I was on the freeway, and then right here the oil light came on, and then it turned off like maybe 30 seconds later. And that's actually been happening for like a week now. Wait, oh shit, this is a, there we go. So I got off the freeway to check the oil, and this is what happened was, where can I put you? Pulled it out. It's pretty stuck on there. So I cleaned it because it showed nothing. I put it back in, and it still showed maybe just, excuse me, it showed up to like this line right here, just like a barely. So you see it's got to go all the way up here where it says safe, if it can focus. Can you see it stops right here? It should be up here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt my very first oil change. I think I'm gonna Google it, but I'm assuming I think that this 5.7 takes it's so 5W-20, and I think it takes seven quarts. I gotta Google it. So I'm about to go get some oil and get this changed. My very first oil change, right? So I guess first step, I took his Corvette. I went and got all the oil. So I got the full synthetic 5W-20. That's 5 quarts. And then let's see what else I got here. So this is just a quart. It says online that I need 7 quarts. So 5, 6, 7, they're all the same. Got some gloves because I know oil gets in your hands. So here's a filter. S16XL for 10,000 miles. Okay. And this tool here. Oil filter wrench, the 93 millimeter. He said, let me see, I'm holding the phone with one. He said if it's ever kind of loose, what you can do is put a paper towel in here and then put it on there, and it connects to just any old ratchet, whatever. So I guess it just pops on here. I'm trying to do it with one hand. Yeah, there you go. Pop that on there. Go under there, unscrew it. But first I gotta lift the car up. So I got my this jack or whatever that comes with the car. You just see, you're meant to put it here, but I'm putting it over here because then I'm gonna put this stand on it. So now I gotta lift one side, and then I put the stand on it and lift the other side and put the other stand. And then we'll check under the car. Okay, one stand in. Now I gotta do the other side. All I'm gonna do is lower this. Okay, now I got the cart lifted. Hold on, let me show you this. Jack's right there, holding that. And then that, and I kept that I loosened it just a tad, but I left it there just in case. And then take off the oil cover. The car's still kind of warm, even though it's been sitting here for a while. Okay, I'll leave that there. Okay, now coming down here. Hold on, readjust this. So I'm under the car. Let me see. You can see the oil pan here. I think the screws right here, and then the oil filter is right here, right next to it, on the passenger side. So I'm gonna first remove. I'm gonna get a tray down here and remove this bolt here, and then it just starts spewing oil into the pan until it drains. And I'll grab my tool after that and remove this. Let me go do that now. Okay, so I think I got the right fit. Let me see. 9/16. Okay. My oil pan here. And all I'm gonna do is just pop this on here. On the screw here. And loosen this up. No, it's not going in. Why? Hold on, guys. I think I'm gonna double check this one. It was dirt, but I had the wrong size. I don't know. It's a 13 millimeter. I had to look through all this crap. So this is what fits on mine. It's a 13 millimeter. Okay, let's try this again. Now I'm gonna put it back on the wrench. Try to take that bolt out now. All right, got the bolt out finally. Now I gotta get this filter. Trying to get that tool as soon as this finishes, because I gotta slide over the pan. All right, so I accidentally moved the bin and some port out, but I just put the bolt back in. Where is it? There. Just by hand with the socket. Now, what did you do?
I just put oil inside, then you put oil around this
gasket?
Yeah.
Yes. And then just screw this hand
just
tight,
screw
right?
it hand, yeah, like a little tighter. Like
Tighter, as tight as I can.
Hand tight with your hand, not with the tool.
Yeah, just like this, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me go in and do that. Okay, and there it is, just hand tied. Now we gotta lower it back to level and then start putting in the oil. All right.
Push that up.
There we go. Just lower this side.
Slowly.
Yeah. Nice. All right, time to put oil in this bitch. There we go. Now, this is kind of heavy, so I'm gonna have to put the phone down in order. All right, so I finished putting in I put this one in. It's right, 5 quarts right here. You can see, right? And then these, about 2 of these, because they're 1 quart each. And on Google, I'll post a photo if I find that page, because I exited out, but I just Googled how many quarts does my 2006 Dodge Charger take, and it said 7. But I finished putting in just only 6, this one and this one, and it's right at the safe zone. Let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, well, first I gotta clean it. I'm sorry. All right, so let's see if you can see this. It's right, I don't know if you can tell, but it's right past the E, like where the E ends. Only with 6 quarts, so I guess I'm just not gonna put that 7th one in, and I'm just gonna keep checking it throughout the days. Tomorrow I'll check it, the next day, and if it goes down, then I'll add it. If it doesn't, then I'll just, guess I have backup wherever. You were no help at all. All right, whatever. Chase your tail. So now I'm just gonna remove this. Oh, and my when I was pouring the big one in, it kind of burped out and it dropped a little bit on the sides. I try to clean it. Then I'll just, you know, put the cap back on and I'm done. That was easy, actually. With the right tools and actually knowing what to do, it shouldn't take you any longer than an hour. It should take you less than like 30 minutes, really, having all the things here. I put on some gloves earlier, and then when I took off that oil filter, a bunch of oil got on my hand. And I took them off, and I forgot to put new ones, so I got oil all over my hand and my phone now. But anybody who hasn't done an oil change, you should try it. It's super easy. Just have the right tools, I guess. And then when I moved it, this is dry. When I moved it back over there, just to check if there was any leaks, there was. So I see that. And then I put a cardboard down here and it's still spilling, actually. You see on the right side? So, so the tank is actually over here. The right, let's see with my fingers. Right here, this thing, right on top of my finger, where my shadow is. That's where the bolt is, and then the filter is on this side, right next to the tank on this side. So I don't know why it's spilling through here, you see? Yeah. I don't know if it's when it burped, maybe some of it spilled down, but there's no reason why it should be spilling. So I'm gonna just try cleaning this area out, because I don't know from the top, I don't know where it's coming from. I look at the top. So it's right, if I can focus this in. It's right under this, the intake. You can see there's some right there just spilling down, but it's just under this intake right there. You see? But I don't know, maybe when it burped, some of it came down here and it spilled down there, but because the tank is right under the engine and so is the bolt. So if it was loose, it would have been spilling from here. And then the filter's on this side, right on the bottom, right next to the tank on this side. There's nothing over here. I found out that when we were pouring in the oil in here, it burped on us a couple of times, so it came back up and it went into, this is where the air filter box goes. Yeah, see that connects to that, goes in here, and it started leaking down there. My car for some reason burps oil back if you pour it too fast. Went in through here, ruined my filter here. It's all oiled up. Look at that. It's gross. So I took out the box. It's over here. I'm washing it. It was this. All this was full of oil, and it was leaking down. All right, so I had to go buy a new one, a new air filter. I was gonna get a K&N, but they didn't have it in stock, and another shop had it, but it was just way too far of a drive. So I just got a regular one for now. The K&N was almost like 50 bucks, I think. And this one was 16 with taxes. So I cleaned it up pretty well. I cleaned this hose out as much as I could on the inside. It goes back in there. I cleaned a little bit right here. Oh, it's just too dark for it to focus. There you go. Clean inside. There's no oil in there. There's no oil down here. It came in through this hose right here. So that hose attached to this. I'll say now I gotta clean this. I didn't even think about it. So it came in through that hole, went down there, and then the oil was leaking out through this hole right here, down just that little square triangle. I want to pop this on. I'm gonna clean that one and put everything back. Okay, so I finally cleaned out the intake box. I cleaned out the tube, the hose that went from where you pour the oil in that goes straight into the intake box. I cleaned that out. When I removed the box, I cleaned the inside as much as I could where it was leaking down from. I cleaned from under all the oil that was spilled. So that was the problem that when it was burping back up, the oil was burping back up. It was spilling into that hose that went straight into the intake, and then the intake has a little hole that it poured down, and it was leaking down from the bottom. Now it's not leaking, and I'll double check it tomorrow, but for now it's fine. What an experience. Good learning experience. So next time I know, whenever I do another oil change, take that hose off and then plug that that hole where the hose goes. Plug it up. I'll find a plug, a rubber plug or something, and then pour in the oil. So if it burps again, it won't go into my intake. But yeah, for now everything's fine. The oil is fine. I measured it right before I parked it here. It was right at safe, right in the center of safe. So I'll check it tomorrow and we'll see what happens. Take care, guys.